Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Sharon, educator, author, entrepreneur, and speaker, and host and creator of the Grind Entrepreneur Network Spotlight. I am so excited that you are joining us this evening. Before we get started, I have to give a shout out to our official sponsor, James Adele Custom Clothier, where you will find exquisite fabrics and custom tailoring at an affordable price. So please definitely check him out on Facebook and Instagram at James Adele CC. Again, thank you, James Adele Custom Clothier, for being an official sponsor of the Grind Entrepreneur Network Spotlight. And tonight, guys, I am so excited to have my guest. She is none other than Melissa A. Yates. I'm just going to read just a little bit about her before I bring her on. She is best known as the Olivia Pope of live events. She's been featured in the film Step, and she's an author of Make Money Through Live Events, a live event planning guide for influencers. And I am so excited to welcome Melissa A. Yates. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And so I've shared just a little bit about who you are, your background, but I would love for you to tell our listeners and our viewers who Melissa A. Yates really is.
Sure. So I am a native DMV for all my DMV folks, Prince George's County. And I went to the Morgan State University for my undergraduate degree. And from there, I learned about myself, right? And so from there, I went to Howard University, the Mecca. and then I studied in social work. And so the most important thing to me is that I learned about how to be I call it 9-to-5er. And then I learned about how to be an entrepreneur. And so I am a mom, a pellpreneur, and a wife. And I love all aspects of my life. And I definitely enjoy working with my influencers. And that's why I created that guide of making money through live events, a book for influencers, because learning with influencers and learning how to build their brand, it really brings me enjoyment because I like to see how they win, and then I win it with that. And so that's just a little bit about myself.
That is a lot. I didn't know you actually went to Howard as well. Yes, Viking Pride.
Yes.
Absolutely. That is so wonderful. And so as I was reading your bio, before I even get into this event planning, I want to know about this film, Step. What was that all about?
Yes. So when I was in undergrad at Morgan State University, and I crossed Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and my prophytes, which is basically like your big sisters, they knew and saw something in me. So I've been stepping, probably since I was about 9 or 10. And that just went all the way through college. So that's another outlet where stepping is making music with your body. So I got introduced to the young ladies of BLISS, Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women, when they were in 6th grade. So in 6th grade, I met them, and we just hit it off right away. So from there, I grew with them. And in the film Step, I was their founder coach. So it was so exciting. They did a documentary about them, how they went through college and how they went through high school, matriculating through high school to overcome those barriers. And through the barriers, their outlet and their, I would say their backbone is Step. And so going through Baltimore City could be sometimes rough neighborhoods that the young ladies were coming from. But when they got to school, it was like a whole nother world for them. And they took that on. And so Step was their way of showing an outlet. It then also became a part of their life, and they enjoyed it. So I started with them in 6th grade all the way to about 10th grade. And then I got married and had a baby. And so I was featured in the film as a founding coach to just give that history of how they started. And then the current coach took them to victory that we've been trying to win this step show. And they finally won that step show. So it was a great journey to see them grow from 6th grade to 12th grade. And a lot of them, I think 95% of them are now in college. So it's awesome.
Wow. So Bison, Sora, I tell you, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I definitely want to check out that film step. So now let's get into rescue event planning. So I would like to know, you are a 9-to-5er, so you have that full-time grind. How did you get started in event planning?
Yeah, so it was always in me. At a young age, I was always that one to set the table, right? So it's Thanksgiving time, just like it's about to happen now, setting the table with my aunt. And so that kind of struck my interest. And then in college, I was SGA president, Student Government Association president, as well as chapter president for my sorority. And that really started bringing me into the light of organizing events, organizing conferences, putting meetings together, putting workshops together for the community. And so that really got me that knowledge into that and build my skills from there. So then I graduated, I planned my own wedding, and then I started planning other people's wedding for free. And my husband was like, I think you need to start a business. Basically, you're not going to do this for free anymore, lady. So that's what gave birth. And I'm a big person on acronyms. So RESCUE stands for Reassuring Excellent Services Through Critically Unique Eyes.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes.
Awesome. And so I must say that I was actually introduced to you last year in New Jersey with Sade Adu's event, Beacon. You did an absolutely fantastic job really coordinating that whole event in New Jersey. So kudos to you. And I know that you and Sade actually went to school together. And so that's just how you all know each other. So wonderful event. So tell us a little bit about the different types of events. I know I heard you do weddings. So then you did this conference. So what other events do you specialize?
Yeah, so I call myself the jack of all trades. I can do any type of event. So I've done 90th birthday parties to also branding up an individual on, maybe they're an author and they have a book signing, or they're releasing a product. Just last month, I did a grand opening of a barbershop in Southeast DC. And so I specialize in all different types of events. And what really makes me unique is that I know how to bond with the client, understand what they need, and get them the success that they need.
Wow, that's really amazing. And so the barbershop, was that like a very unique event that you've done, or have you done things similar to that before?
That was unique for me. And it was really exciting to see the community say, oh, wait, they put a barbershop here? Yes. And so they saw the balloons, they saw the banners, we put it out on the radio. And so for the client to see, like, wow, I'm getting that traction and people are making appointments, or, oh, do you do little kids? Oh, can my cousins come by? And just know that was right there in their neighborhood and it was easy to walk to. It was exciting to see how the client was able to get that clientele right the first day of grand opening and now getting things on the books.
Wow, that's really exciting. And so, and really just talking about event planning, I know the work that's put in. So I definitely always say, if you can invest in someone to do it, definitely do that. And so
Right.
What would be your advice to those individuals who are teetering, okay, should I do it myself to do DIY? Should I hire someone? When should I hire someone? Just take us through that process of what that looks like.
Right. Even if you're going to do a DIY, I still say consult, because you may not know the full realm of event planning and knowing what venues require. Some venues say you cannot have food outside. Some people don't know that. Back in the day, you're able to bring food to a restaurant yourself, but now you're not able to do that. So definitely consult if you're going to go the DIY rate. When you're going to be trying to make a profit, invest in a coordinator, invest in an event planner, because your time needs to be on the marketing. Your time needs to be bringing in the clientele because you're trying to make that profit. Or even trying to get your brand out there. You may break even, and that's okay if it's your first event. Definitely invest in that event planner, event coordinator. If you're doing something, I say less than 15 people, you want to test out the market, definitely go ahead and try to do it yourself. There's still, again, consult, and I have my book out there that quick read, easy, economically able to get you through just the key things that you need. But for those that you're trying to make a big profit on, you definitely need to invest. You have to spend money to gain money.
Absolutely. And what would you say is the timeline? Like how far in advance you have a date that you want? How far in advance should someone be seeking your assistance?
At least 60 to 90 days out. I've done 30 days out. We run fast, but at least 90 days out. Getting the venue is like the most important thing. After that, then you can work the logistics, because if you don't have a venue, you can't tell anybody where you're going to be. You can at least start doing pre-sales after the venue. So at least 90 days out. Something like for a wedding or so, that is at least 12 months out, because venues for weddings, you need that many amount of people. A conference that's going to be over about 300 people, at least a year out. Especially for a conference, you want to get as much profit as possible. So doing pre-sales, early bird sales, at least a year out. But something like a book signing, maybe a grand opening, like for the barbershop, we had some issues with plumbing, so we had to keep pushing the date back. But we were at least in our good 30 to 60 days for that.
Okay, awesome. So what is your busiest time of the year? And I guess that would probably depend on the actual event type, but is there a time of year that you know that's your busy time of year?
Yes, I would say from this year, and probably last year too, it was May all the way to September. I think I just got a break in October for at least being able to do like nothing on a weekend.
Wow. But that's exciting, right?
Yeah,
that's all good stuff. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now what I want you to do is take us through all of these events that you've done. And I'm sure once you do event, that gets you referrals, because people are always looking for quality people, and then they want to see the work that you've done. So what better way to hire someone that you've seen their work because you've been at that event? Tell us about referrals. How does that work for you?
Yeah, referrals are like the best thing ever, because like you said, you're able to witness, it's almost like an interview. You're able to see them right then and there. How good were they with the client? How attentive were they? And you're able to view that person on spot, and then able to make your decision. So referrals are like the best thing ever in event planning business, as well as the client can then speak highly of you further on. Like for a wedding, you're showing pictures. Oh my goodness, that was gorgeous. Who helped with that? Oh, my event plan. Oh, I must have her information. Or if it's for a grand opening, this is great. Oh, and other businesses, especially for the barbershop, I didn't know, other businesses start checking out how the grand openings happen, right? So if they're going to do a second location, they want to see how they're going to do their second location grand opening, or if they're moving to another state. So the referrals are great, because that's an interview, and in a sense for free.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah.
So first of all, your book, where can people find your book if they want to purchase it? And then how can they connect with you if they're interested in following you, or secondly, hiring you?
Yeah, so my book is on Amazon. It's Making Money Through Live Events, a book for influencers. And you'll see my beautiful picture with me holding my balloon. It's the year of the 30 for me. So I made sure I made my bucket list of things I want to do for the year 30. On Instagram, it is at rescue_events. And same thing on Twitter. And on Facebook is Rescue Event Planning, or Melissa Jakes. And getting consultings with me, I do consulting as well as events. You can always email me at hello@melissajakes.com.
Very good. Thank you, Melissa. And so what would be a last message that you want to get out to those individuals out there who are planning events or planning to plan for an event? What's the message that you want to get out to them?
Don't suffer in silence. You don't have to do this thing by yourself. Like you said, hire a professional. I don't like to cook and clean. My husband cooks. To me, he's the professional. I hire a cleaner. I'm not gonna spend on something. And even for my own wedding, I had a coordinator. The professionals are the professionals. So don't suffer in silence. At least get a consult to see, is it something I want to do on myself, or maybe should I hire somebody? So don't feel like, oh gosh, she may be too expensive. You never know what budget people work with. And I'm very flexible with budgets. That's reasonable, knowing what your worth is.
Absolutely. And before we go, I did want to ask you about I did hear you were doing some type of live event, gearing up to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So this year, again, we're hosting Thanksgiving at our home. And our home is only about 1,800 square feet, but everybody seems to love it. So that's great. So I took an opportunity, again, for all the parapreneurs or entrepreneurs, of saying, you know what, I'm going to go live so you guys are able to see the behind the scenes of doing Thanksgiving. So it's not just about cooking and putting things on a plate. And so for some people that might be, but not for me. This is like an event for me. So I'm putting up decor. I'm having falling leaves coming from the ceiling over our table, centerpieces from scratch. And I did all of this for $50. So I did the shopping last week. So now tomorrow and on Wednesday, you're able to see the whole room transform. So you're able to see that behind the scenes to say like, okay, if I wanted to do this on my own, I kind of can get the idea. But to know that you can have a fabulous event in a budget.
Wow, that's amazing. So is that going to be on your Facebook page or the Rescue event planning page?
On my Facebook page, Melissa Jake.
Okay, I can't wait to watch that. Exciting. Yeah. And just one shout out to authors in business, the AIB Nation. I know that we're actually both a part of that. And so I wanted for you to give you an opportunity to speak a little on that.
Yes. So I have teamed up and partnered with Desiree Lee. And so we have a national tour going on right now. So if you're an author and you want to get more book, maybe you haven't even started writing your book, you still have an opportunity to get that done. And you can always send me a message about, I want to know more about that. And so we're now in 9 cities. In DMV, we opened up DMV. We have 10 spots for that. So yes, we're coming to the DMV in July, I believe. And so, yeah, it's basically a platform for authors to get exposure media-wise about their book and get more sales. And you're able to learn, we're teaching you about how to speak, how to do workshops, and that from that way, that's just a platform. I call it like that jump to like, okay, you can be a keynote speaker. You can go to a church. And so we're educating our authors how to use this opportunity, this platform to build their empire.
That is awesome. I definitely have to check that out. Didn't know DMV had opened up.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Melissa A. Jakes, you have been just such a treat tonight on the Spotlight. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to share all of your expertise, all of your knowledge with the listeners and the viewers. And I will definitely tell you need to invest because I've seen her work and it's awesome. So thank you, Melissa.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. And guys, again, my guest has been Melissa A. Jakes. She is the owner and founder of Rescue Event Planning, LLC. She is in the Washington, D.C. area, but travels the country planning events. So you definitely want to check her out. She definitely has given her information, but I will ask her to put it under the comments once we get off for those of you who are looking for an event planner. So thank you so much again. And listeners and viewers, thank you for joining the Grind Entrepreneur Spotlight. Again, this has been Dr. Sharon, educator, author, entrepreneur, and speaker. And again, thank you to our official sponsor, James Adele Custom Clothier, where you will find exquisite fabrics and custom tailoring at affordable price. So guys, have a good night and thank you so much.